viewers, you're welcome back to today's broadcast. Let us look into a very critical issue concerning the US and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Why is that the US, they are now championing for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and also the argument that is going on right now in US Congress. In fact, in this video, don't skip any part of it. Make sure you watch it to the end, because this was a Biafran activist. He explained a lot of things concerning what is going on in US Congress and then the debate that is going on right now. And we believe the main reason and all those things that Donald Trump is aware of everything that is going on in Nigeria. Mostly the issue of Biafra and the issue of Christian genocide. And that is the main reason why he sent his soldier for them to come into Nigeria, so that they can end this Christian genocide, and also they end the issue of trouble, buying of Christians and many more in Nigeria. But at the end, the Nigerian government, they are paying and they are also lobbying everybody that is coming into Nigeria to see what is happening in the country. That is the main reason why things is happening the way it is happening today. So according to the headline, it says international law shift, US legal experts argue for Kanu's freedom and referendum. You know, all those things that is happening, you are seeing now, it will result, because it's going somewhere, as you can see, and it will finally result to issue of referendum. That is what we are seeing, and that is what will finally happen, because the government of Nigeria, they don't want to reason, and they say that reason him is just like conducting a referendum. That is what is there. Reason him, because he said it to them. You must reason and you must conduct a referendum, so that to tell if his people will be part of Nigeria again, or if his people will not be part of Nigeria. Not only is just to reason. To reason is also to think of conducting a referendum. That is what is happening in the country, and that is why you see the US, they are now championing for his release and for many more. In fact, I would like you to watch it to the end. As about to watch, like, subscribe and share for everyone to see things going on in the country.
You know that very clearly that Donald Trump has come under serious attack by former U.S. diplomats, mayors, and of course opinion molders in America, questioning whether Trump is in his right mind to have made that kind of statement he made about Nigeria recently, where there were so much fear that the lobbyists, in one way or the other, the Nigerian lobbyists, the Tinubu lobbyists within the Congress that they call DCI group, might have find a way to get to Trump to the extent Trump was able to, make that statement that actually angered, a lot of people within the United States of America who are still insisting that the options remaining is the Rallimore option, and that option is total breakup of Nigeria, and let me give you an instance of what Mike Arnold actually said, that that Trump should not continue to make that kind of statement over the reality on ground, and that even that very day that Trump actually made that statement, thousands of Christians were still being murdered in Nigeria. Then how come? So the fear that Tinubu is trying all means, using top DCI agencies, trying to see how they can manipulate the opinion. Even though after the Congress have taken decision on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and have mandated the Secretary of State Marco Rubio to champion the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's freedom. Of course, we know why the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has to be freed now. There's no two ways about it. But on top of that, the news just broke that after series of complaints from Americans, all over, agencies, top agencies around the world. Most of them are from Israel, Brazil, Italy, Austria. What is Trump actually trying to tell the whole world now? Is there any kind of compromise? That is trying to open a diplomatic channel between Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Donald Trump. And then all of a sudden, we are hearing that maybe Donald Trump has actually regained his consciousness, or I don't know what happened. And we are seeing that he has invited Bola Ahmed Tinubu to Washington D.C. To discuss the issue around Nigerian breakup, and that the options they gave before. Remember, there was a report. That report has not been treated. That report has been officially submitted. Now that the issue of Middle East,
even the option of Nurubadu disarming these bandits after where Bianca and Nurubadu met with Ralimo and the likes.
Yes, I can tell you,
nothing has been done.
Yes, the option of shaving, doing away with the Sokoto Caliphate, Sharia and other. None of these options has actually been met. So that was what angered a lot of people who are, on watching, observing development around Nigeria. And all of a sudden, Donald Trump said, just want to sound like Tinubu again. There's no corruption in Nigeria. This is a statement Tinubu made in Brazil that warranted Sowore to call him a criminal. So you see that angle now. Bola Ahmed Tinubu last visited United States of America in 2023 during United Nations General Assembly summit or meeting or conference in New York. That was how he managed to sneak in, and there, when he went there, we know a lot of things that happened. But now, Trump wants to put everything on the card. Nigeria should go and prepare for breakup, and that's what he said. And there's no two ways about it. And before I can take that kind of decision now, this man must appear before the United States Congress, and we have to tell him pop and plain that we have a very limited time to go back and put this country on the right perception to attract the global, meet the global standard of national peace and stability. Failure to do that, you are not going to blame any international community, any nation, anywhere in the world for intervening on the issue of total breakup, and there's nothing anybody can do. And that's the clear message. Donald Trump inviting Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not generally centered on trade and commerce this time around. This is the time for real business. And remember that
let's not forget that Trump also invited Buhari back then when they met. As regards this continuous spying of Christians, and it's still happening now. Do you not think Donald Trump is fed up finally as regards?
I think to an extent, you should not forget the sacrifices, during his second time coming, where a lot of Biafran were also murdered, in Anambra and almost all the south and eastern Nigeria, who are celebrating or protesting or rallying for his second coming, that he would definitely do something, and he tweeted, he made a lot of commitment in that regard, and I believe that Trump should not forget those sacrifices, and a lot of people died in Nigeria, especially Christians died in Nigeria, because they felt otherwise that if Donald Trump actually emerges for the second time, there's a hope somewhere that they are going to have a Christian nation called Biafra. But let us see what will happen. It looks as he has finally passed the mantle to the Israeli government, Benjamin Netanyahu, to do the needful. But let us watch and see what is developing around that event. Yes, he told Buhari too the same story about the killings of Christians in Nigeria. And remember, before now, there have been complaints within the within the Washington, DC on developments around how Nigeria has been able to manage issues pertaining to killings, genocide, and all that. But this time around, there were options. This time around, he mandated anymore to go and carry out a certain investigation, and finally came up with the report. The report are not there, and they have been officially submitted. He has not taken decision on that. But I believe he's just making the told. But I can tell you, there's a dangerous man there that is married to Donald Trump daughter. Bolus might be the reason why Trump is trying to see how he can change a narrative, because we are hearing that the same man, this very man, this Bolus you are talking about, have a larger company, a major company here in Nigeria, and seem to be very close to business partner to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for years, and whom they are using, because the daughter of this, Bonus is married to, Trump's daughter. His son Michael is married to Tiffany, who happens to be, and this man is a Lebanese, and that's the suspicion. That the in-law thing is playing out, and that is why at every point in time, Donald Trump is making a kind of statement, that is not, familiar with who we know him to be. And that is where everybody is just annoyed, and let us see what is going to play out as Tinubu actually prepares to go visit Trump in Washington, and what is going to happen. But remember, there was an overwhelming vote support on the country of a particular concern now against Nigeria by the congressmen. And I can tell you that, that's another factor. And already they have mandated, because there were violations of human rights against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The same Congress have noted that. So, every now and then, you see the Biafran symbol, agitation, keep on sinking deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, into the consciousness of the U.S. government, officials, diplomats, and of course, the Congress. And they are the opinion molders that will shape the decision of the president anytime from now. So I pray that he listened to the likes of Ted Cruz, he listened to the likes of Mike Arnold, and be able to understand clearly, because it's an issue, even though we know very clearly that they were able to discover thousands of tons of weapons in Nigeria here, that we are being laid. That one is enough to tell you that.
Said by the US assistant.
Yes, that one
for the first time since 2011, after the Al-Qaeda and Chavez, that they've never recovered any level of in a full aircraft food with full aircraft arms. He said they've never. Do you not think that? And at the same time, do you not think that one reason why Donald Trump finally break Nigeria is because the Tinubu government, they said they massively invested in Trump not coming back financially, even with the certain.
I'm telling you that the in-law factor is already changing the consciousness of Donald Trump from his recent statement. If we must take that serious, but that was a statement also anyway. Trump is being seen as a very complex entity. You understand? He might decide to go the other way when you think he's going the other way at the end of the day. But there's a shift of attention in the Biafran struggle now. That's what I'm telling you. There's no two ways about that. Nobody can change that direction. So if the US can be able to discover, a plane filled with different types of ammunition, you know what it means? Boeing 747 to be filled and hidden somewhere in the north, and was discovered by the that one is enough to tell you, that Nigeria has been mapped out, for a total conquest. Just like how they were able to invade other countries and turn them to what they are, to Islam, the way it is today, massacre everybody, and the world actually looks the other side. You can see how weak the United Nations has become. So the presence of the invitation is the last invitation, the last visit of Bola Ahmed Tinubu to the United States of America, and the terms and conditions are going to be put on the table. So he has to choose one, either to fix it and return. See, I can tell you that Nigeria, even ordinary state police cannot work in Nigeria. I can tell you that they are just wasting their time running from the real truth, running from the real agenda, running from the way forward. These are the things they rejected under Ojukwu. They say when Ojukwu brought this idea of state police, total decentralization of the security structure of this country, they jettisoned it. Now they are coming back gradually from through the back door. So it must be rejected. And when they're able to put all this in down there on the table for Bola Ahmed Tinubu to choose, and you either choose this way, or choose this way within a space of time, and I tell you that Nigeria will not be able to escape. Bola Ahmed Tinubu cannot escape it. If Trump fails, God will not fail.
But Pastor Debo is saying that Tinubu has done his part. Tinubu cannot wear khaki and go to the war front. It's telling Donald Trump, be careful of what you are saying. Now Tinubu is doing very well. He has ordered the army. It's left for the military to do their own part. But other people are saying when Jonathan was there,
15. Yes, let me tell you what Redeem Pastor. Well, I don't want to say anything about that, but I can tell you that Pastor Adeboye is making a very, a statement that would describe as, as bias. That statement is actually, bias. Yes. I think he's afraid to see Bola Ahmed Tinubu on military uniform. He doesn't know how Bola Ahmed Tinubu will look when he wears military uniform. We saw Jonathan, we have put up a military uniform and went to Bronu. We saw also at a certain point, other leaders or presidents in Nigeria were able to wear military uniform to show solidarity. Look at Benjamin Netanyahu, to show solidarity, to show support for the people who are battling something they actually created. They are the one that created the insecurity. They are the one that are killing Nigerian soldiers too. So, but let us see how Tinubu will look like if he wears Nigerian military camouflage and step into Brunu to meet the Nigerian armed forces there in the forest. But that is not the way. Nobody is saying that Tinubu should be able to carry arms. Tinubu is not that sophisticated and he cannot even shoot gun. I agree. But the president can be able to drive a policy that will restore insecurity in Nigeria if he actually want to.
We've seen Overbeast talks coming and said that what he said that Trump should arm the Biafrans and at the same time, train them for them, because he knows that if the Biafrans can be Islamized, that African as a whole will be conquered. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, yes. And that's why I say that get Biafrans armed immediately. I know that a lot of people might not be that, but it's a very influential personality when it comes to reportage, human rights activism within the Middle East, and especially as an Israeli, a Jewish man of a business talk, has been on the struggle for the restoration of Biafra. Unknown to anybody, he is doing his own. But from the angle that that the Biafra is just like Israel in the Middle East. That's what the way he put it, and that the Biafra should not be left without thoroughly being firmly armed with all manner of sophistication. Without, outside that, then that the Islam has taken over Africa. That Biafra is the symbol of resistance of Islam not taking over Africa. And that is what is telling the whole world now. It's saying recognize Biafra, recognize. That's the campaign he has been talking about. A lot of people, the thing is spreading everywhere, and you can see that the impact is very, very, very deep. Even Donald Trump himself cannot. Nobody currently now who does not talk about Biafra.
We've seen the Knesset are about to recognize Biafra, because according to Rachel Wonsu, she said in a formal month from now there will be celebration, Biafra celebration in the Israel parliament, in the Knesset itself. A lot of people are saying this woman might be playing because the US government have not yet recognized Biafra. Now, how will Israel can the Israeli declare Biafra without the US government interfering?
Yeah, it is possible, 100% possible. But what I'm seeing is a collaboration of Donald Trump, Benjamin Netanyahu, recognition of Biafra that will actually yield good results. There's no need of saying Israel differently, America differently. They are two different countries that work together to achieve one goal. They persevere. They are well determined to come out with, good results. They will achieve this goal. The goal of Biafra restoration, Biafra emancipation, Biafra sovereignty coming to pass could be better off if Israel and America synergized. In unison, they cooperate. I think Biafra will come on a platter of gold. But telling me that without America, Israel won't act is a lie. Israel recognized Somali single-handedly, only Israel. Somaliland is now operational. is a country. Go there and mess up now. See, let me tell you. If Israel come out today and say, the Igbo man, the Igbo Jews are our brothers, they must go. Or Tinubu administration will run. They will run enter Atlantic Ocean. Who is Bayon Onoga? Or Bajabi Amela, all those idiots. They are messing up at Asorok, office of the presidency. They don't know anything. Israel can do anything on the earth right now and go scot-free. They are a good country. They are the best country in the Middle East, Europe, fighting terrorists from the axis of evil. Yeah, Iran has determined, well positioned to take over the entire Middle East viral. First and foremost, they fought war of 1980 to 1988, 80 good years. Iran and Iraq. Who won? Iraq, because America backed Iraq, Russia backed Iran, and Iraq carried the day because US is #1 in the world. I don't know whether you understand what I'm saying. So, see, let me tell you, American recognition of Biafra is because we have many Igbos, Igbo Jews, many Igbo Jews, you know, have infiltrated America. They are doing marvelously well. They are contributing to American economy. They are in the U.S. Army. They are in various industries in the United States of America, you know, helping the economy of that country to grow. And America, as a country, is recognizing them. That's why if anybody is telling you that U.S. has not recognized Biafra, it's a lie. United States of America has actually seen Biafra as a country to go, a country which every nationalities in the world should go. Over the years, during the Second World, the Nigerian Biafra Civil War, Britain played roles, bloody roles, supporting Nigerian states with supplies of hardware, military, you know, equipment to make sure that Biafra is exterminated. I mean the Igbo race. They did it in such a way that they block Red Cross, countries that are sending relief materials, food, money, stockfish, from coming into Biafra land. Britain did it. They worked with Fulani idiots, blocking all the entrance routes into Biafra land, as it was suggested by the then Minister of Finance, Mazi Nnamdi. Britain implemented it, shooting Captain Brown, an American relief material philanthropist that was trying to drop food materials in Igbo land. He was shot and his plane, private jet, crashed off the coast of Gabon. United States of America asked for the dead body of Captain Brown. Nigeria could not give them answer till today. America endured it. America shrugged it off. Why? Because of Britain. Their alliance with Britain, which has expired. No more allying together, you know, no more romancing Britain again. United States can never ever be the same or collude with Britain to commit the kind of animosities and hostilities meted on Igbo man or the Biafrans in the 1960s. Britain can never, ever, ever repeat what they did to Biafra in 1960s. The whole world has known it, that Britain is a criminal country, romancing Islam, trying to, you know, assimilate, you know, this kind of policy of allowing the Arab to build London, to build the economy of United Kingdom. Britain is a criminal country that has actually polluted Nigeria. Nigeria is working in a negative way because of which country from Western Europe? Britain. Britain is the country that put us in this kind of situation. Britain is the reason why Nigeria could not settle and develop and join the third world countries to enjoy their lives. Britain. British is a devilish country. British is a rogue country. British is a criminal country. The British, God will punish them. You see the consular role they are playing right now, so lately after Kanu has been incarcerated, put in confinement, even heading to the gallows. Gallows, I mean, is firing squad, where Tinubu administration want to behead Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because he hurt Igbo man, Tinubu. See, let me tell you, America, listen and listen good, can liberate Biafra without Israel. Israel can liberate Biafra without America. Both countries are working together in our world, and they are the best in the whole world. America has the impetus to operate anywhere in the part of the world without taking excuse from any country. America can come and operate here and they abduct your president. For you are talking about Nigeria. Abduct him and go. Before Oluremi Tinubu wakes up, Tinubu is in New York. So forget. We are lagging behind. We are nobody before USA. See, let me tell you, Nigerian military today, the US Army and Nigerian military are colluding together because we are intimidated by US military forces' appearance. They are here. Our soldiers melted. Yeah, with fear. Why? They are not well funded. They are not recognized. They are not well remunerated. They are not being paid well. Federal government of Nigeria is a scam. US has the right to do whatever they want to do anywhere in the part of the world, even bringing Biafra to be into reality without consulting Organization of African Unity that is translated, that is, changed currently into African Union, AU. They could even operate anywhere in the Western Africa countries, and ECOWAS can never do anything through the Office of Global Access, OGA. Then America, Israel, we know, of course, the state of Israel, the Jewish state of Israel with Mossad operations across Middle East, Africa, and Europe. Israel can come and set Biafra free. Nigeria cannot do anything. Or even Britain. Britain has fallen. It's a collapsed empire. An empire that will never rise up again because they dine with the devil.
Okay, but just recently, we saw a mass protest in Israel where Biafrans in Israel, and at the same time, some Israeli joined Biafrans there to clamor for Biafra recognition, and at the same time, clamor for Nnamdi Kanu release, just close to the government house there in Israel.
Do you know why? Do you know why? Rachel is it. A voice was heard in Ramah. Rachel was weeping for her child because he is no more, or even her children. Why? That was when Jesus Christ was sought to be killed by Herod. And Herod actually gave directives that every child born from so-so age, so-so day, so-so week, so-so month should be killed. And Ramah children were killed. Rachel lost her children. Because they were no more, she was wailing. Do you know the reason why we are talking about what Israel is doing right now about Biafra emancipation? When the Israelites came out en masse, Israelis, protesting, chanting for actualization of Biafran state, someone did it. God used someone, a woman, to perfect it. Rachel Nwosu. Rachel Nwosu is an Israeli woman that is married to an Igbo woman. Igbo man, sorry, Nwosu. An Israeli woman. She's married to Nwosu. And she has taken Biafran case, agitation, to Knesset, Israeli lawmaking body. That's why we are different all over the world. And Israel has actually understood that there are many black Jews in Africa, Uganda. Number one, the Swahili, some of them. The Maasai in Kenya, the Chui tribe. Chui, they are there, the Jews. Then the Igbo tribe will come from the area. We are kinsmen of our Lord Jesus Christ. The same lineage. And Israel has actually recognized it. That's why they are working hard to make sure Biafra emanates. The protest you see in the faraway Tel Aviv or Jerusalem is just a token.
Oh yes. Our Biafran activists, they have already explained everything the way it is. What you are seeing that is going on around the world, both in Nigeria, both in Congress House, both in Israel, what it will finally result is referendum. That it will finally resort to. And the Nigerian government, they are afraid of releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because once you release him, the next thing you will be expecting is to grant and to conduct a referendum in Nigeria to see if Nigeria is truly one country or if they are not. That is why everybody around Nigeria, the issue of Biafra and emancipation, it is not only for the Igbo, it is not only for the Biafra. This is the issue of the whole Nigeria, because the suffering, everybody is suffering today. Nobody love it. Nobody like the way the country is today, and nobody accepts what is happening in the country. If you eventually open the gates of Nigeria, ask them who want to leave, you will not see any single soul in this country, because of why the country is not suitable for anybody, and nothing is moving, nothing is working, nothing. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or Biafra is the only key that will assess the process and that will assess the growth of everybody that is thinking of growth in Nigeria. Nigeria is a country that if it is not the issue of colonial masters, the British and this evil government, our ancient fathers that are still in office, they don't want to leave, they don't want to think wise, they don't want to change things, they want to remain in office forever, and they don't want to adapt with the new system that is on ground right now. And the way the country is being built is not built in the right direction. That is why you see nothing is moving. Had it been the country built in the right direction, without corruption, without nepotism, and without this marginalization of some certain ethnic group, then you now carve them as enemy and carve the other one as friends. It is what is killing the country. And the people that say that they don't want to belong to, and you are still forcing them because of their crude oil, because of their resources, and that is what is making the country not to work. Reason him is granting referendum. That is what we know, and that is it. And the support of Biafra all over the world, both in Israel, in Knesset, in US Congress, in UN, in ECOWAS and other global power. It is a sign to tell you that time have come for the Igbo to be on their own. That is what is there. Well, I would like your comments down below, like, subscribe and share for everyone to see things going on in the country. So thank you for watching.